to city leaders, what are the three major impediments or challenges that they are likely to experience with the absence of social trust?
Oh, well, for one thing, they won't be able to get anything done. Right, resources will, as social trust collapses, the functioning of your institutions collapses too. So as it falls a bit, you have to spend more effort on monitoring. As it collapses, you actually begin to be unable to get things done. And in particular, you become unable to keep things maintained. So even if you get something built, ultimately, whatever resources you're allocating to maintain it end up going somewhere else. That's the first thing. That's from a direct function of government thing. The second thing you're going to notice is that the economy performs noticeably worse in two ways. One, people, low trust environment, people can't start things up, they can't start new things. Looking at New Zealand recently, so it's the role of trust and productivity in New Zealand. One observation there is that New Zealand is a really, really high trust country in global standards. And when you think about it, part of what's going on there, and matters quite a lot to New Zealand, is when, and we're a long way from anywhere, right? 3.5 hours on a plane and you're still over open ocean, basically. You haven't even got to Australia and there's nothing there. There's nothing in Australia.
Not even Australia.
Yeah. The distances in the South Pacific are really big. So you think about that. How does trust function? Trust actually makes New Zealand closer to other places. If you think of, you're in Germany or France or the UK, you're a business and you're looking at expanding overseas, locating a plant or something to do something, you might have a choice. You can go to a nameless corrupt country in Eastern Europe, right, which is going to be close. Airfares are going to be cheap and your staff aren't going to spend too much time traveling there, but they're going to have to go there a lot in order to make sure that what you want to make sure happens and keeps happening. Or you do a deal with a high trust country further away. To go there, it's a day and a half long, 36 hours on a plane. You're knocked out for time afterwards and it's expensive, but you don't have to be there all the time because it's actually going to, so it acts, you can think of trust, a good one way to think of trust, I think, for a city leader, it acts almost as distance to other people. So it's one of your real distance, the distance that matters in terms of the economy, but also in terms of the non-economic things. It's partly a function of miles, but it's also partly a function of trust. And if you're just using a heuristic for this and saying, okay, what does trust do? Trust makes me closer to other people. Other cities, imagine somebody's picking your city up and moving it to the middle of the Pacific Ocean, right? It's going to actually raise similar sorts of issues in the long term. A lot of the benefits that you got from being very, very close to people will just wither away because trust functions as a kind of distance